Welcome back, YouTube. Veterans Military back again with another banger. Hey, I appreciate y'all strife and support on the last few videos. We got one video 18K, 500, closer to 600 likes. Comments always fire, always booming. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. You got any comments pertaining to your own personal view of any topic that we talk about? Now today's topic is going to be on post-claim clarity, similar to post clarity. You like this type of content? As always, like the video, share, subscribe, comment down below your personal opinion and experience when it comes to this post-claim clarity. We all got it. I'll share mine as well. Hey, let's get into it. So first of all, hey, we all experience post-claim clarity. There's other words for it, but you don't want to get caught in the VA claims process wishing you would have done something better or wishing you had did something differently. You don't want to be like John Cena walking out in the Oscars fully choded, for what? Well, that was unnecessary. It wasn't needed. I'm sure he's looking back and be like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have walked out. But hey, he's over there flexing, flexing. He over there flexing for the crowd. But I'm sure he's going to have some post clarity when it comes to what he did at the Oscars. Similar to what veterans go through in the VA claims process. You submit your claim, you think you're building good, sufficient medical evidence, post your C&P exam, now you're waiting for months. And then you start searching the web, you start searching Reddit, you start searching YouTube, how other veterans or how some of these creators are telling you or explaining to you what makes a good foundation for a PTSD VA claim, allergic rhinitis VA claim, sleep apnea VA claim, tinnitus VA claim. And then you realize, oh damn, I don't have X, Y, and Z. Whenever I submitted for my PTSD, I didn't have a diagnosis. And I do more research on Reddit. A couple of veterans over there, they're posting that they didn't have a diagnosis and they were denied. I don't have a diagnosis. Am I going to get denied? Okay, well, you got to backtrack. It's never too late, but we all have it. Whenever you submit for PACT Act-related claims, one of the main issues why veterans are being denied on PACT Act is due to a lack of a diagnosis. Majority of veterans see PACT Act, the countries in which are eligible, and they say, okay, yeah, I served in Iraq, I served in Afghanistan, I was on a naval ship off the coast of Yemen, off the coast of Somalia, off the coast of Israel, Kuwait, Qatar, swimming with the camels. I rate that. Cool, Gucci. You put in your claim. You may or may not go to a compensation and pension exam, but then once that claim is finalized, you get a denial or you get a 0%. Why? Because you didn't provide a diagnosis. You didn't provide the sufficient medical evidence needed. You didn't have a medication listed. You didn't do a personal statement when it came to your initial or an increase to migraine VA disability claims, mental health, PTSD, insomnia, depression, VA disability claims. You didn't have that. But it's never too late. If a veteran can maintain or, if you can become clear, if you can identify that prior to that claim being finalized, it'll be your best bet because that claim is still in the life cycle. It's going to be in your best interest to try to get a diagnosis to the VA. Try to get a personal statement into the VA prior to that VA disability claim being finalized. How do you do that? Well, first of all, you go and you do exactly what you're missing or that you forgot to do. Cool. If you got a VSO, a Veteran Service Officer, it'll be a seamless transaction because you go, if you need it, you go out, you grab it, you collect it, you send it to your VSO, and then they'll submit it to the VA. And then that claim is still in that life cycle. It won't be adjudicated. It won't be finalized, hopefully, prior to that VA rater looking at the additional evidence that you supplied. Right now, there's no fully developed claims. Like you submit a claim, it doesn't matter if you don't touch it. All the claims are going to take more than six months plus. Very lucky, some veterans, immediately. If you go in with a diagnosis, DBQ, Nexus letter, everything's filled out, you've been seeking treatment for the last 2 to 10 years, cool. That's an easy claim. But if you're one of those veterans who is not pulling information from their service treatment record to file for direct service, if you don't have a current treatment, current diagnosis to complement those complaints that you had in service. If you don't have x-rays, MRI, CT scan, it's going to take longer. And the VA, in most cases, they're not going to order you a CT scan. They're not going to order you an x-ray. They're not going to order you an MRI. Because once the VA pays that third-party examiner $1,800 plus for that exam, that examiner is not going to waste extra funds trying to send you to a CT scan, trying to send you to an MRI. Allergic rhinitis, chronic sinusitis, which a lot of veterans are putting in claims for in regards to the PACT Act. But if they're not doing it, you know, this is how the VA sees it. If you don't have enough time, or if your doctor isn't sending you to get an MRI, a CT scan, a nasal endoscopy for those two, why should we waste our time? No, we're going to come in, we're going to possibly call you in for a CMP exam, see what your symptomology is, see what kind of medical evidence you're supplying, and then, okay, cool. If it's a chance that you could get 30, maybe we'll play ball, maybe. But even then, we don't have any type of diagnostic testing to show that you are at X, Y, and Z. A 30% level for rhinitis, a 30% level for sinusitis, 50% for migraines, and the list goes on. No, they're not going to know that. So it's best that you prepare for all of your VA claims prior to you even submitting. You can submit your intent to file. And you have a whole year to build medical evidence. You should be building medical evidence prior to that date, your intent to start date. But some veterans, they're lazy. They just want to get that effective date secured in the books, and then they have a whole year. A lot of veterans wait until the very last minute to start building evidence, you know, getting that package together and stuff. The VA is not there to help you. They're there to process you. You're another number to the VA. So if you can make your number stand out with all of this overwhelming medical evidence, months worth of treatment, logs pertaining to specific disabilities, personal statements are always a must in my book, as well as buddy statements if it applies. Diagnosis, 100%. Diagnostic testing, whether it be colonoscopy, endoscopy, nasal endoscopy, MRI, CT, X-ray, who cares? Sleep study. You need the testing. You need this overwhelming medical evidence to submit to the VA in order to give yourself the best opportunity to get service connected, as well as get the highest VA disability rating that you can get. Because at the end of the day, that puts compensation in your pocket, putting you closer to 100% permanent total. And if you're not doing that, then you can't be complaining about X veteran has 100%. Motherfucker, X veteran at the gym, he has 70%. This veteran I met on the bus, he has 300%. I got a buddy, he's traveling. He's 100% permanent total. He's not working, he's not in school. He is traveling across the world. Going, third world country type activities, I'm talking about Thailand one day, China. I mean, China's not third world, but you know what I mean. But he's traveling. He's in China one day, Europe the next day. Next week, he'll be in Colombia. And I was like, yo, dog. Yo. But, he did his research. He did what he had to do to get 100% permanent total. And he said, hey, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break, do a mental reset, because he's been truly enlightened when it comes to post-claim clarity, because he had a lot of struggles, but he's good, as well as myself. When I was initially in the VA, when I first started my VA claims journey, there was a lot of post-claim clarity. I would submit a claim thinking that was good, but then I would do research. I started doing all this research while that claim was being processed. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have this and that, but I do have this diagnostic testing. I didn't do a personal statement, and the list goes on. But moving forward, from the time in which I actually invested in educating myself on the claims process, I was looking at denied VA claims. I was talking to buddies, Reddit, YouTube. Motherfucker, CFR 38 is a must. M21-1 is a must. The CFR 38 shows you what the basic criteria is for service connection, as well as different disability, VA ratings per disability. The M21-1 shows you specifically how the VA rater is going to adjudicate that claim. So, for allergic rhinitis claims, okay, cool. Do you have a diagnosis? Yes. Well, first it'll be for allergic rhinitis claims, did you serve in an area? Yes. Cool. We verified that. It took 120 days, but we verified it. Does the veteran currently have a diagnosis? Yep. Check. That's service connection. Okay, cool. Now we got 10, 30%. Okay, 10%. Okay, you got some nasal blockages. Cool. Gucci. Let me look at 30% now. 30%. Does the veteran have any polyps? You don't have polyps. No 30%. Cool. That's a cool and quick claim. But you can't be complaining, like, if you do got polyps, how would you know? You don't know. You're not a doctor. You got to do the necessary diagnostic testing for that. What is that? MRI, nasal endoscopy. Specifically a nasal endoscopy. It's a camera that's going to be shoved in your nose, your nostrils. It's going to identify if you have any blockages as well as any nasal polyps. Cool. When it comes to migraines, it's a little bit more technical, but it is doable. Okay, cool. Do you have any serious complaints? Okay, check. Or has he provided medical evidence that shows already service-connected disability causing migraines? Yes, he has. Check. Okay, cool. Does he have a diagnosis? Yes, he does. Check. Okay. Now we have a spectrum from 0, 10, 30, and 50% for migraines. Cool. Okay, does he meet all of this? And then they'll go through your medical evidence. If you don't have a logbook and your frequency isn't recorded, then it's not going to open you up to a 30 and a 50% level. Because at that level, it doesn't matter if it is prostrating, if they're not happening, if your migraines are not happening on a routine basis, you're not going to get service connected. I mean, you're not going to get 30 or 50%. You're going to get 10% or 0%, depending on severity. And the list goes on. But hey, these are, some of the tips and tricks. You definitely want to prepare yourself for that post-claim clarity. By what? Educating yourself prior to even getting into the VA claims process. If you like this type of content, as always, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, this motherfucking D-ball, y'all stay Gucci with it.